So Laura, as you know, cravings is a normal part of the recovery process. So why don't we start today by talking a little bit about what cravings you're currently experiencing and how you've been coping with them?
So, like recently, since I've been home and not getting out as much, I feel like the cravings have been a little bit more intense. Mostly for alcohol. My husband drinks, and so that makes it really difficult because he still keeps alcohol out in the garage.
I can understand that. So, when you have those cravings, what do those feel like for you?
Most of the time, it's just like when I really get frustrated or I'm upset, then they get really bad, and like, my head is racing. Sometimes my stomach kind of turns, and I can really feel that. Other times, it's just kind of there. It's kind of a thought, but it doesn't bother my body as much. But when it gets bad, I really don't know what to do. It's like it just overwhelms me, and I feel sick to my stomach, kind of like my heart is racing, and I just can't slow down the thoughts in my head.
That's quite understandable and normal. One way to address those cravings is through mindfulness. Mindfulness brings us back into the moment, can help our mind from having those racing thoughts. Would that be something you're willing to try?
Yeah, I've tried some meditation in the past. I don't really like it because I find that it's difficult to focus on, but I know that in some of the groups they've talked about mindfulness being a little bit different. Sometimes it can be shorter, but I just don't know any of those skills to use. I've never used them before. Just the meditation, and that's not really my thing.
I can understand that. So, well, why don't we try one of those shorter ones at the moment? One of them is what we call 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So when you look around the room, what are 5 things that you see?
Right now I can see a box of Kleenex, a tackle box, a couch, a lamp, and a pillow.
Okay, that's great. So now what are 4 things that you currently hear?
I can hear the heat running. I can hear somebody outside in the kitchen, past the door that I have closed. I can hear my computer running, and I can hear a bird outside the window.
Okay. And now we'll go to 3. What are 3 things you can feel?
I can feel the rings on my hand. I can feel the chair beneath me, and I can feel my shoes in my feet.
Very good. And what are 2 things you can smell?
I can smell my coffee, and I can smell the perfume I put on this morning.
And lastly, what is 1 thing you can taste?
Again, I think I can still taste the coffee I had this morning.
Great. So Laura, so that's just a brief mindfulness exercise that we call 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the goal is really to have you focus in that moment, to have your brain, ease with those thoughts. Do you think that's something you might be willing to try?
Yeah, absolutely. I think even as you were asking me about it, like, I notice I don't have any other thoughts that are happening in my head because I'm trying to think of the answers and kind of paying attention to where I am right now. So that's helpful. I'm a little worried about, like, after I do it, do I do it again, or what happens if the thoughts come back?
You can certainly do it as often as you need to, because remember, cravings only last a couple of minutes. So if you can get through those couple of minutes, it will eventually give you that self-confidence that you can get through them, and you can change up your mindfulness. But that's just a short one, because you said you would like short ones that can really help you in that moment.
that seems much easier than trying to, that was probably what I didn't understand about mindfulness, is that I don't have to like sit down in front of a computer to do it. It feels like I could do that even when I'm just sitting in a room, and nobody really even has to know that I'm doing it necessarily. So that feels much more doable for me.
That sounds great.